All right, so let's take a look at what happened today in the markets. Today is Friday, January 22nd, and we're going to do this in 5 minutes or less. So stocks closed lower today, though all three indices finished the week higher. Let's take a look at the indices and see what's happening. So as you can see right here, the Dow Jones fell 0.6% and closed below 30,000. So that's kind of significant. Looking at the S&P, so the S&P dropped 0.3%. Also a little bit down here, not too bad though. And then also we have the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq fell also 0.3%, and both the S&P and the Nasdaq were snapping their 3-day win streak. Now, going back to the Dow, and if you take a look at this, the Dow eked out a 0.02% gain for the week. So, I mean, at least we're positive for the week. Here we have the S&P 500. The S&P 500 did a little bit better, so up 1% for the week. And then finally, we have the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq jumped 3.6% for the week. So Nasdaq clearly the winner here. Now, the two of the biggest decliners of the Dow today were Intel and IBM. So let's take a look at this, and let's actually start with Intel. So the stock yesterday, first of all, closed up almost 6% after Intel released earnings ahead of the close. And this wasn't on purpose, and Intel is actually investigating a possible hack of its website. But today, as you can see, the stock fell more than 9%, almost 10%, because Intel's new incoming CEO said that the company is not quite ready to manufacture its own chips and will keep using external suppliers for the time being, and markets didn't like that at all. And actually this year went to the wrong stock. There we go, Intel. I was at IBM. Well, this is what happens when we are going live. But you see, Intel today, we'll talk about IBM in just a moment, down 9.3%. And as you can see right now, it is trading here below this $57 level that actually was support earlier this year, held up at some resistance here, and now again, hopefully support. We will see how it ends up for Intel. Now we're going to IBM, and talking about IBM, it took a big hit after reporting its fourth straight quarterly drop in revenue, and yeah, the stock fell almost 10%, closing now below its 200-day moving average for the first time since November. Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin remains very volatile. So today, Bitcoin fell below 30,000, as you can see briefly, but then went straight back. But it's still down 20% from its high that was established earlier this year at 40,000. So we'll see what keeps happening with Bitcoin here. Now, the next story is hilarious, and I found it on CNN Business. You see, alcohol is currently banned on flights due to the COVID restrictions, and there's a backlog of booze. And so American Airlines is starting a monthly subscription service, and it will sell its leftover wine straight to consumers. I wonder if they take miles. Anyhow, so let's talk about what's in store for next week. Well, first of all, we get some pretty big earnings reports coming out. Off the top of my head, next week we have Microsoft, we have Apple, and also Facebook. So these are the main three to watch. Now, there's also some important economic events too. So traders will keep an eye on the FOMC statement that is being released on Wednesday. And then also we have the GDP that is being released on Thursday. So we will see what happens there. So this wraps up today's stock market news in 5 minutes or less. And it only took us 4.5 minutes. Now keep in mind, trade what you see, not what you think. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.